Hi friends, today I am going to talk about Uranus in 8th house. I have written this article 1 week back and I didn't have time to read it one time also. So I'm just going to read it and at times I'm going to explain also, and in between I will read it so that I do not miss anything. I hope you don't mind. You know, so many people tell me that you make good videos, you share a lot of info, and you speak well, and even when you do reading you give your 100%. We are satisfied with your work, but how come you have so little subscribers? So I tell them, you must ask my subscribers, that why they do not subscribe me. Please do subscribe, because I want to share a lot more, and I won't let you down, but it's just very encouraging when we see that we are trying to, share some info which we have realized that it is there, and through our research work, and we are sharing, all of us, who share whatever we realize and we learn from our research work, and we make videos and we put on, we upload on YouTube. And when you all subscribe us, it really feels very good, I mean, like we feel encouraged, So if you like my videos, I know some of you watch them regularly because I can see it, and if you can just subscribe, it will make me very happy, I'll be very thankful. It just feels good, like okay, we are being acknowledged, we are being appreciated. Anyway, so I'm going to talk about Uranus in 8th house. Uranus is an unconventional planet, it's unusual, it's erratic, it's eccentric, it's an occultist, it's volcanic, it can bring, I mean, it can give us rags to riches and riches to rags kind of stories, life stories. And also it can give sudden death, violent death. It is responsible for violent violent accidents or violent deaths and mishaps, mysterious deaths, suicides, they also take place when Uranus is in 8th house or 7th house. This kind of mysteries around those deaths, why it happened, how it happened, like we are always wondering, that kind of situation. Uranus is also like it is responsible for natural catastrophic events, so this is also one of the situation. And Uranus is very like it's an inventor, scientist, so Uranus also gives like into research work, because 8th house is about research, so it really makes a person very much into very, I mean, his or her intelligence level is very high, and they can, they can go to places or where nobody else can think of even going, I mean, their research work is like really, they take it very seriously and they do very hard work to find out what's actually happening. So it is the 8th house is also about being detective, so Uranus in 8th house makes very good detectives, it's also about mafia and underworld. So I'm going to talk about 8th house now. What is 8th house? Now I'm explaining what is Uranus. So Uranus is all this and many other things as well, but 8th house is what? 8th house is about sex, it's about relationships, it's about death, it's about occult, hidden and mysterious underworld, it's about inheritances, legacies, will, tax, it's also about scandal and mafia, underworld, as I said. 8th house is about tantra, it's about mantra, it's also about tantra, as I said, it is about black magic, it's about archaeology, digging deep for old historical places and finding truths. 8th house also deals with research work, as I said, and metaphysical, supernatural. So and it is also about life and death, it's about soul's journey, transformation. 8th house is about it's also about mother's lover, because it is 5th from 4th. So 10th house is mother's husband, because it is 7th from 4th. But when we study the chart, like I studied the chart, somebody's chart, and I have to read for mom and dad, then for mom I will of course consider 4th house and its lord, and for father I will see both 9th and 10th. 9th house is for father and 10th for father's livelihood and some characteristics of father. Regarding father, something I see both, 9th and 10th houses for father, and 12th house is second is spouse of mother. So this is how we have to see, because it is 9th from 4th, the 12th house, so this is how we have to see. So 8th house is about mother's lover also, and it is also about feet of father and guru, because it is 12th from 9th. So it's and 12th house is feet, you see. So it's feet of father and guru. 9th house is father and guru and mentors, you see. So it's that, and it's also about transformation, as said, personal evolution, rebirth, past life, all these chronic diseases, accidents, sudden deaths, all these things are 8th house affairs, So when Uranus comes in 8th house, I have noticed few things, it gives sudden death to people, sometimes, not all the time. We have to see the situation of Uranus in 8th house. Even in 7th house, it can give sudden accidental death or death through medical mishap, mysterious death, I mean, especially when it is in 8th house or even in 7th house, the death, there is a mystery behind that. Why it happened? It is always like people constantly thinking that why it happened or what actually happened, so that kind of thing happens. It also give unusual kind of fluctuations in life. People may go through riches, I mean, from rags they can become rags to riches story, or riches to rags story. See, like Coco Chanel, yeah, she was very poor and then now she is so rich, and like Ava Gardner, she's another Hollywood celebrity, she was also very poor. So this thing is found in the charts of many celebrities, that they went through a lot of fluctuations in life. Mr. Barack Obama, he also, I mean, he was born in a Muslim family, and he went through a lot of different kind of lifestyles. Now he is a Christian, convert Christian, and he's living a very influential lifestyle, but he was born in a very different kind of lifestyle. So he has gone through a lot of fluctuation. He has in 8th house Uranus. And another thing is the relationship, the deaths are mysterious, the rags to riches stories are there, and riches to rags stories are there. And then also the love relationships, they are very unusual, taboo breaking, unconventional. There are a lot of celebrities charts I have seen where they are openly saying that they are bisexuals, or they are gays, or they are lesbians, and basically they all have 7th or 8th house Uranus in their charts, many of them, So this is one of the things I've seen, like Ellen DeGeneres and Amber Rose, she's a top model from Africa. So they have this, and many other charts I saw where they have 7th and 8th Uranus, and they are openly into unconventional sexual relationship or preferences, Then also another thing, it's a social norm that men have to be older than women in a love relationship or in a marriage relationship. But the Uranus in 7th and 8th, I saw the charts of many people, even from like old times. Many of them have got married to, like guys have got married to women who are older than them. I mean, men being older than women is accepted norm. Even if a guy is 20 years older, it's accepted in society. I mean, people will say, oh, is he? There's so much difference. Okay, it's okay. I mean, it's part and parcel of life. But when a woman is older than men, even 2 years, they all mention, she's older than him. So that kind of thing. So I checked charts of so many people, which I'm going to take the name of many of them, and you will be amazed that they all have Uranus in 7th or in 8th or in Libra. So I saw that this kind of things are happening when Uranus is in ascendant, and Uranus in Aries, Uranus in, because when in ascendant it is aspecting the 7th house. When in Aries also it is in natural zodiac belt. Aries is the first sign, you see. So Aries it represents the head, you know, and it's aspecting the 7th. So Aries sign. Then Libra. Libra is very prominent. Whenever Uranus is in Libra sign, it is happening so many times, you know. I'm amazed, you know, that even in commoner's chart I checked, you know, this kind of situation is there, something unusual. Either there are many relationships going simultaneously, many means 2 or 3 going simultaneously, or the relationships going beautifully and then suddenly, you know, they separate, the relationship ends, or the spouse of the person who has Uranus in 8th, the spouse of that person or lover of that person suddenly die, a mysterious death. That is also happening. Or more relationships in life generally, you know, I mean unconventional type of relationships, hidden secret relationships, scandals, you know, all these things are very prominent in their lives. So now I am going to read the names of some of the people who have Uranus in 7th and 8th, and who all have died very suddenly, mysteriously, you know. So Marilyn Monroe, Zia Khan, she committed suicide, Zia Khan, Marilyn Monroe, Zia Khan, I think Zia Khan, she had Saturn, Neptune, Uranus and Mars in the 8th house. Marilyn Monroe, she had Mars plus Uranus in the 8th house. Natalie Wood, 8th house Uranus, forgive me my pronunciations, you know, because they are unusual name for me, you know, Hollywood names. Andy Warhol, Uranus plus Moon in 8th in Pisces. Princess Diana, Uranus in 7th house. Mr. Guru Dutt, 7th house Uranus. Film star Rekha, her hubby committed suicide suddenly at a very young age. She also has Uranus plus Jupiter in 8th house. And it is said that she was also married to Vinod Mehra, who also died very young suddenly of heart attack, you know. So her first husband. So twice she has seen this, you know. Mrs. Indira Gandhi, Uranus plus Moon in 7th house. Divya Bharti, Uranus in Libra in ascendant. And then I have seen like people who have older spouses, female spouses. I mean the guys who have Uranus in 7th or 8th, they have the women in their life with whom they are settled are much older than them, and the women who have this Uranus in 7th or 8th, they are settled with the guy who are much younger than them. So the list, I mean the name of the people are like this: Mr. Sunil Dutt, Uranus plus Rahu in 8th in Pisces. Arjun Rampal, Uranus plus Pluto in Virgo in 8th. Juliana Moore, she has Uranus plus Pluto plus Rahu in 8th house. Farhan Akhtar, Uranus in Libra in 8th house. Bipasha Basu, Uranus in Libra in 8th house. Hugh Jackman, Jupiter, Ketu, Sun, Pluto, Uranus in 8th house in Virgo. Prince Frederick, Jasa Gabor's husband, you know, the difference was 24-25 years, you know. And even Vivienne Westwood, I'm going to talk about her later. Prince Frederick, Jasa Gabor's husband, the Hollywood star, 24-25 years gap they had between them. He was 24-25 years younger than his wife. In moon chart, Uranus plus Mars and Ketu in Scorpio in 8th house. Now the 7th house situation, who have in Libra Uranus, you know, in 7th house, or who have in Libra generally Uranus. So Libra also, it is very prominent, it's always giving this kind of results, you know, when Uranus is in Libra. I have checked many charts, you see. Urmila Matondkar, Uranus in 7th in Libra. Preeti Zinta, Uranus in 7th in Libra. Abhishek Bachchan, Uranus and Rahu in 7th house in Libra. France President Mr. Macron Emmanuel, 7th from moon chart, Uranus in Libra. Vivian Westwood, Uranus in 7th house. Her husband also was her student. She was 51, he was 25, and they are already married for 25 to 30 years. And this is the most unusual thing, that the age gap is so much and it's so unconventional and unusual, but these all marriages are very successful marriages. They all have lasted a lifetime, you know. Many of the couples I saw, you know. So this is something very unusual also, you know. Happy married life they have in spite of this kind of unusual taboo breaking or norm breaking, social norm breaking situation. Okay. Ashton Kutcher, Uranus in Libra, Demi Moore's husband, you know. Nick Cannon, Uranus in Libra. Soha Ali Khan, Uranus plus Moon plus Venus plus Mars in Libra. Demi Moore, Uranus plus Pluto in 7th house in Leo. So this is one thing there, you know, this is something. And then I have seen that when Uranus is in certain nakshatras and certain signs, it's very highly sexual. It gives like it gives sexuality or high libido, whatever you call it. I don't know what to say about it. So these nakshatras are and when it is retrograde also, that is also another situation. It becomes more intense, you know. But when it is in nakshatra signs, first I talk about signs, in Aries, in Gemini, in Scorpio, in Libra and Leo. And nakshatras are Ashlesha, Jyeshta, Mula, Kritika and Swati, Mrikshira and Falgunis. These all nakshatra makes Mars, Venus, Uranus, Pluto very highly sexual, you know. So this is one of the situation also. So I'm going to make videos on nakshatras, these nakshatra one by one. Maybe next video I'll make on Kritika nakshatra, because I feel like talking about Kritika nakshatra because it's a very highly sexual nakshatra, and the mythology behind it you all must know, you know. I'm sure some of you must be knowing also, but I want to discuss that. And so let's see how it goes. I hope you like this video. If you do, please subscribe and give me a like, a thumbs up, and take care. God bless you. Bye bye.